Hi friends, this is Stephen Albert. You're watching the Harvest to Table Videos channel. Sweet corn is one of the most rewarding crops you can grow in a home garden. After more than 30 years of growing corn, I've learned what works, and what doesn't, in a home garden. Today we'll cover everything you need to know to grow strong, productive, delicious corn in your garden. Let's get right to it. 3 types of sweet corn. First off, you should know that sweet corn varieties fall into 3 main types based on flavor and sugar content. The 3 types are standard, sugary enhanced, and super sweet. Each type has specific traits that influence when you can plant, how quickly it matures, and how long it stays sweet once picked. Here's how they differ. Standard sweet corn is the classic heirloom type many of our grandparents grew. It is known for its rich, corny flavor and needs to be eaten quickly after harvest. Sugary enhanced and super sweet are both traditional hybrids, not genetic modifications. Sugary enhanced varieties were developed first by plant breeders in the 1970s and 80s. They hold their sweet flavor following harvest, typically up to 3 days. Super sweet varieties were developed later in the 1980s and 90s. They are ultra sweet flavored and store even longer than sugary enhanced varieties, but they have less tolerance to cool soil. Seed packets will tell you if the variety is standard, sugary enhanced, or super sweet. Plan your corn harvest by season. In addition to being grouped by sugar content, corn varieties can also be grouped by when they come to harvest. That is early season, mid-season, or late season. These categories are based on how many days they take to grow from planting to harvest. Early season varieties usually mature in 60 to 75 days. They are great if you live in a short season climate or just want to get a jump start on your harvest. Mid-season varieties need about 75 to 90 days to mature and are a good choice for most climates. Late-season varieties need a long season, anywhere from 90 to 110 days or more. They usually produce larger ears and offer rich, full flavor and come to harvest late in the season. Varieties I recommend. I have grown each of these types over the years. Here are some of my favorites that you can easily find where you buy seeds or transplants. For an early season harvest, Early Sunglow is a dependable standard corn that matures in just 63 days and grows well in cooler conditions. The variety, Sugar Buns, is an excellent sugary enhanced early season option with a creamy texture and sweet flavor. It is ready to harvest in about 70 to 75 days. Now let's consider mid-season varieties. The varieties I recommend include Golden Bantam, a classic heirloom corn with deep, traditional flavor that matures in about 80 days. Another great mid-season option is Butter and Sugar, a bicolor sugary enhanced corn with tender kernels and sweet flavor. It matures in about 78 days. Now let's consider late-season varieties. For a late harvest, Candy Corn is a sugary enhanced variety with deep golden ears and high sugar content. It is ready in 85 to 89 days. The variety Silver Queen is a long-time garden favorite. It is a standard sweet variety that produces large, creamy white ears in about 92 days. To keep the sweet corn coming all summer long, I stagger my plantings by sowing new seeds every 2 to 3 weeks. By combining early, mid-season, and late-season varieties, you can enjoy fresh-picked corn for weeks, from early summer into fall. Where to plant sweet corn? Sweet corn thrives in full sun. Plant corn where it can get at least 6 to 8 hours of sun every day. It needs room to grow tall and strong. I always select a location with good air circulation that has some protection from strong winds. I like to plant near a fence or tall companion crops such as Jerusalem artichokes. I avoid low-lying areas where water tends to pool after a heavy rain. Soggy soil can stunt growth or invite disease. Sweet corn planting time. Sweet corn can be started indoors 2 weeks before the average last frost date. Start seeds in a bright window or undergrow lights. You can plant sweet corn directly in the garden once the soil has warmed to at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit. In cooler climates, it's best to wait until the weather is consistently warm to ensure strong germination. Planting and spacing sweet corn. I've found that proper spacing and planting techniques make a big difference in the quality of my harvest. For the best results, plant seeds 1 to 1.5 inches deep and space plants 8 to 10 inches apart. Space rows about 24 inches apart. Corn is wind pollinated, so how you plant it plays a key role in your harvest. Pollination happens when pollen from the tassels drifts down to reach the silks of each developing ear. If pollination is incomplete, you'll see ears with missing kernels. Rather than planting in long single rows, I plant blocks of at least 4 short rows of at least 4 plants per row for a total of at least 16 plants per block. This method greatly improves pollination and leads to fuller, better developed ears. This simple layout has really elevated my corn growing success. In poor pollination years, corn can be hand pollinated. I use a soft brush to collect pollen from tassels and dust it onto silks. It's easy and very effective. An important note: sweet corn can cross-pollinate with field or popcorn, affecting flavor and texture. Keep different types 250 feet apart or stagger planting dates to avoid overlap. Watering sweet corn. Sweet corn is a thirsty crop that needs consistent moisture to thrive, especially during the critical stages of tasseling and ear development. Aim to water deeply, providing about 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week, depending on rainfall and soil conditions. Shallow watering can lead to shallow roots and uneven growth. I've found that using a soaker hose or drip irrigation works best. It delivers water directly to the soil, keeping the leaves dry and reducing the risk of fungal disease. Consistent moisture supports strong stalks, full ears, and sweet, juicy kernels at harvest. Don't let your corn dry out when it needs it most. Fertilizing sweet corn. Sweet corn is a heavy feeder that especially loves nitrogen. Nitrogen fuels rapid growth and helps produce strong stalks and full ears. Over the years, I've learned that prepping the soil before planting makes a big difference. I mix in plenty of aged compost and a dusting of nitrogen-rich, slow-release fertilizer ahead of planting. Once the plants reach about 12 inches tall, I side dress with a nitrogen-rich, organic fertilizer, such as blood meal or fish emulsion, to give them a strong mid-season boost. I repeat this again at tasseling, when the plants are gearing up to produce ears. It's important not to overdo it though. Too much nitrogen can lead to lush leaves, but weak stalks that are prone to falling over. Balanced feeding and timing are key to growing strong, productive corn. Sweet corn companion plants. Sweet corn grows best alongside a few reliable companions that can help improve growth, deter pests, and make the most of your garden space. One of the most well-known companions is pole beans, which climb the corn stalks and add nitrogen to the soil. This classic pairing comes from the traditional Three Sisters method, which also includes squash. Squash plants sprawl at the base, shading the soil to retain moisture and suppress weeds, while their prickly vines help deter raccoons and other pests. Other good companions include cucumbers, dill, which attracts beneficial insects, and marigolds, which help repel harmful insects. I've had great success planting basil nearby as well. Its strong scent can confuse pests, and it's handy to have for summer cooking. Avoid planting corn near tomatoes or brassicas, like broccoli, which can compete for nutrients and stunt growth. Sweet corn care. Caring for sweet corn throughout the growing season is key to a strong, productive harvest. Based on more than 30 years of organic gardening experience, I've found that keeping the corn patch weed free, especially early on, is important. Weeds will compete with corn for water and nutrients and stunt growth. Hilling soil around the base of the plants, when they're about knee-high, gives the roots more stability and protection against strong gusts. Corn stalks can fall over due to wind, heavy rain, or weak root systems. Corn falling over is called lodging. To prevent lodging in addition to hilling, I always plant corn in blocks, rather than single rows. This helps stalks support each other and improves pollination. Sweet corn pests. Dealing with sweet corn pests is crucial to maintaining a healthy crop. Corn earworms are one of the most common pests, often found feeding on the developing ears. To control them, check the silks regularly and remove any affected ears. Cutworms can damage young corn seedlings by cutting them off at the soil level. I control cutworm damage by working diatomaceous earth into the soil ahead of planting. Aphids can also be a problem, causing stunted growth and spreading diseases. Control aphids by introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs, or use neem oil or other organic sprays. Regular monitoring and early intervention are key to keeping your sweet corn pest-free and thriving. Sweet corn diseases. Controlling diseases is essential for a healthy sweet corn crop. Common diseases like rust, smut, and leaf blight can significantly affect your yield. To prevent these issues, it's important to practice crop rotation and space your plants properly, which helps reduce the spread of soil-borne diseases. Additionally, selecting disease-resistant varieties can provide an extra layer of protection. Regularly inspecting your corn plants for signs of disease, such as discolored or deformed leaves, can allow for early intervention. Always remove diseased plants from the garden. Harvesting sweet corn. I've found that the best time to harvest sweet corn is when the silks turn brown and dry. To check for readiness, peel back the husk and gently press a kernel. If it releases milky juice, it's ripe and ready for picking. For the best flavor, I always harvest corn in the morning, when the sugars are at their peak. To harvest corn, firmly grasp the ear, twist downward, and pull to snap it off the stalk. Sweet corn tastes best when eaten right after picking, so I always try to enjoy it within a day or two for the freshest flavor. For longer storage, I blanch and freeze dozens of ears each year, ensuring I have sweet homegrown corn for soups and side dishes throughout the winter. Bringing sweet corn to the table. Fresh corn is incredibly versatile and adds a burst of sweetness to many dishes. For a smoky flavor, try grilling the ears with the husks on, or boil husked ears for a classic tender side dish. If you're looking to switch things up, cut the kernels off the cob and toss them into salads for a fresh, crunchy treat. Corn also shines in hearty chowders, adds a savory touch to cornbread, or brings a vibrant twist to fresh salsa. With so many delicious options, fresh corn is an easy way to elevate your meals. And there you have it, growing sweet corn from seed to harvest to table. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Harvest to Table Videos channel for more gardening insights. And don't forget to share this video with a gardening friend. If you'd like more tips, check out my vegetable gardening books available at Amazon. Click the link in the notes below. Thanks for watching today. Until next time, this is Stephen Albert wishing you happy gardening. See you in the next video.